Hello everybody and welcome back to City Skylines episode 101, the Epilogue, in which we are going to take a stroll around the city. Okay, there's even an FPS camera. Would you look at that? Now what are the caps to go faster? Caps? Really? Oh well. Tab, caps. Okay, hold caps. Where the hell are we? We are... Oh, wow. Okay, where's my mouse? Here's my mouse. Let's enter the city. Perhaps started a bit too early. To the left, you see the harbor. Let's visit it. Why not? It's one of two harbors in our city. This one services the timber industry. And we can go back. And it services the timber industry well. It's always clogged, which means it's always in use. But at the same time, it's never too clogged. Which means something was done right. Oh, god damn it. To the right here, we have... What was it? Beaver Hills? Beech Hills. That's right. One of our timber industry areas, because we have two. This one is generic. Oh. Yeah, it's blocked. But hey, we can get onto the upper roundabout for pedestrians. Caps. And it connects to the other timber zone via this here roundabout, which I'm kind of proud of. Proud of the decorations, that is. I really like how it turned out. Now, if only it wasn't nighttime. Of course, this zone, like every industrial zone, is all getting clogged, absolutely smothered with trucks who are all trying to get to their cargo terminals. Now at least they seem to be split more or less evenly across the both of them, which gives me hope that perhaps there won't be much issues in the future. Oh, whoa. Yeah, the first-person camera in Skylines is weird. And now we can take the shortcut right back to the highway. Okay, I took the path to the other side. Yeah, I can't use this first-person camera. Fawn Hills. One of the nicest areas in the city, I'd like to say. There's a lot of parks, just to raise the land value and have as many people living here as possible. Nice waterfront. Not much going on here. Not many waterfront parks, but hey, they have the Magica theme park at least. So they should be happy. Not a lot of traffic, which is great. And right from here we can go to Hickory Square, one of the fairly new additions to the city. It's mostly just an IT cluster, but it has a tiny little city park that isn't bringing us any profit, but people like it. So that's profit enough. And the trains are becoming an issue again. Cooper Square connects neatly to Cooper District. Both were named automatically. Why were they named the same? I have no clue. This crossing here, I pity anybody who needs to go through it. Chapman Street, Webb Street, actually, let's rename it Weeb Street. And I got an achievement, Nomen Est Omen, probably for renaming a road. Chapman Boulevard, Willow Street, Amity Street. It's a nice little area. This is some commercial zoning, and this is just all high-density residential. Trains are stuck, though, absolutely stuck. This area is especially interesting. It's just a couple of landfills, 3 large recycling centers, and this alone takes care of the great majority of the city. Other than that, there's just a few small recycling centers scattered throughout. This is the garbage heart of Lakevalley. Next we have the Hickory Square. Again, one of the more recent additions. I really like those junctions, by the way. I really like them. And to think that they were actually necessary at one point. Now it seems they aren't. There isn't much traffic going on around here, but at one point there was so much of it that a regular roundabout just wasn't enough. And yes, the trains are stuck. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, they're stuck at the exit. Near Hickory Square, we have Victoria Park District with the King Trade School, our very first campus. That is doing very well. It's max level. There's a lot of students. It's extremely attractive, and it provides many an academic work. I just wish there was some actual use to those academic works. Kinda like in SimCity. But oh well. This is our first train station. Always problematic with its pocket cars. But it would seem with trains being stuck, there are no pocket cars either, because no new people arrive. Here's our varsity sports. 4 matches won, 2 matches lost. We earned 160,000. Not bad. And our swimmers are just on a winning streak. 6 wins, 0 losses. 158,000. That is a lot. This train ditch, it's another thing that I really like. And most of all, this ploppable solar cover. It was necessary at one point, but now everything is connected. Crematorium right next to the School of Engineering. Why not? This is bad, don't look at it. Here we have the forest orchard at Crest Hills. Oh, it was a doozy. This area was always problematic and still is. The slaughterhouse, the milking parlor, the large animal pasture, they still complain about the lack of resources. And yet the silos are absolutely brimming. They are filled to the brim with resources. And yet, We don't even import things because we don't need to, because we have so much local production that we need 2 cargo terminals and an airport to peddle it to other people, and yet still our own companies complain about the lack of resources. This is an issue. This is a huge issue. I will have to find some mod that... Oh no, I thought it was going the other way. But yeah, we did have an issue at one point where the trains wouldn't disappear fast enough. Now, this seems to be a bit of a different problem. Yeah, now that should help a little bit. That should help them move. This area is a problem in general, I believe. We'll need to find some better solution for trains in the future to avoid gridlocks like this. Can I lengthen it potentially? And could that alone maybe be a bit of a solution? Okay, let's leave it at that. We're not here to fix the city. We are here to sightsee. This is one of the most recent additions. This second route to the second cargo terminal. It doesn't seem to make much difference though. Now this. I am particularly and especially proud of this and this intersection. They are really neat, I think. I really like how they turned out. And they were all made manually. They're not workshop assets. This is bringing us both of those toll booths. They're bringing us a decent amount of money. Not terribly much, though. In general, our city isn't bringing us a lot of money. This area. This was a doozy as well, but it seems like it's just empty nowadays. Nothing's going on here. For some reason. And this huge bridge, both for cars and for trains, that was a nice build, going on top of the water, near the buildings, bypassing all of them, bypassing Birdsong District and Beech Heights. Beech Heights is just an office zone. Birdsong Heights is just a regular high-density residential. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just nice little districts. Same can be said for Lafayette Heights. And I believe this is still a part of Belmont District. Let's see. No, this zone, this area here is actually split between Lafayette Heights and Belmont District. Well, so be it. There's also Brook Heights, which is just commercial. There was always so much traffic around here, but not anymore. Not anymore. This triple train station is doing the job. Of course, clogged a little bit, like every single train track in this goddamn city. Because people are using it quite a lot. Some of them do so to get to the Concord Garden, which might not have an awful lot of attractions, but it has something for everybody. Some trampolines, some climbing frames, scenic paths, park piers, and the central point, the ruins. I should have probably placed a few lights around here so it's visible even at night. From here, we can go to the next park that we have, the High Wild Animal Park. I didn't even know it's called that. Our zoo. Our complete zoo that has everything, including this artificial lake for sea life. Dolphins, manta rays, and such, having an open access to our river, but they are well trained. They should stay where they are. And of course right next to a highway. Now it's night time, so not many people will be visiting, although the parking lot is full. It's not bringing us profit. Not at all. Meanwhile, the festival area is completely packed. People are loving it. People are loving Lily LaRue the most. Nestor, Eliamotti, who are they even? Lily LaRue. That's who everybody listens to. Although, then again, Nestor is playing and the area is full, so we might actually have a few Nestor fans around these parts. The parking lot, both parking lots are empty. That's a theme throughout the entire city. All those beautiful, pretty parking lots are just empty. Next to this area, we have Woodland Park, which is just simple slew of hotels and restaurants, everything for tourists, because they have an easy access to here via the train station and via a decent connection to the highway. Also, a lot of people around here were complaining about the lack of clients, and their clients were mainly tourists, so this was here to attract them. One of the biggest central focus points is of course the large advanced crematorium. In Sherry District, however, we have the Meadowland, our beautiful, beautiful, what's it called? Amusement park. That's the name for it. It was, I believe, the first large park we built in the city, and the first one to level up to 5 stars. It's not bringing a profit. Used to be profitable, but no more. It had to be split across 2 sections because the roller coaster is so big. This area used to be so problematic. There used to be so many traffic issues around here. But now it's just empty, barren. This bridge in particular, it was a huge issue. It was always completely clogged without any good way to offload this traffic. We deleted it at one point, and the traffic didn't move to any other bridge. Oddly enough. Now it's just a bus bridge. This area was one of my early favorites. The metro attracting so many passengers. Now it services 0 of them, even though some of them are just going there. But okay, go off. I loved looking at swarms of people connecting buses with the metro, with pedestrians. It's always a beautiful sight. Apparently those streets are getting clogged with people going for fishing piers. Where should we go next? Let's finish this area maybe. Elizabeth Park. It was added out of necessity because the area around Bedford Park and Garland Hills were complaining about not enough products to sell, not enough goods to sell. That's why we needed a generic industry that would produce those generic goods. All other industries in our city were specialized, so there was nothing for just generic goods. Elizabeth Park was the perfect answer to the needs of local businesses. Why are you so slow? Is the bend here really that? Yes, it seems like the bend here was really that. How much difference a simple bend can make, huh? Elizabeth Park doesn't have the greatest connection. It has but a couple connections to the highway. It has a burning tree. Other than that, it's connected to Garland Hills, and I believe this is part of Bedford Park. It is. It's late. Garland Hills are one of our newest, I believe, second newest, second to last residential districts. This is ugly. Why are you like this? Better. Yeah, it's just a residential district to bump up our citizen numbers. But I really like how designed it is. I really like those sunken highways. We did try to use actual sunken highways, modded, but they weren't all that great. A custom implementation with some quays turns out to be just the thing. And why are you like this? Still have the tram connection? Yes. Yeah, there's a tram going around here. This has become disconnected, of course. There's the cable car, which is actually serving people. People are actually using it to get to the subway, which not many people are using. There's a tram loop all around. Why is it disconnected? Tram. Thank you. It's just, in general, a decently pleasant area. Now, I wouldn't want to live here. I don't like spaces packed quite this much, but it's a decent area to live. What the fuck? What the actual... Is this... Yes, this tram was driving on... I'm just gonna leave you be. In here there's the tram depot and the cargo airport that isn't really being used. And the police station. Apparently there's no access to, like, a crematorium. Bedford Park, another residential area, mainly residential, with some offices here and there. Again, a nice mixture. This here is completely a commercial area. Very nice roundabout that went through a good few iterations, but turned out pretty damn well. And again, it used to be necessary. It no longer is. There isn't enough traffic to justify its existence. And in here we have the music club, the only one in the city You wanna listen to some music and have fun with music? Bedford Park is your destination. And of course, we cannot visit this area without mentioning Crest Grounds. It should be pretty damn profitable. It is. That's because it connects Bedford Park and Garland Hills with paths. You wanna go from one end to another, the shortest path is through the park. And if you wanna get and if you wanna get inside, you have to pay. You have to pay the toll to go through. And we have a warehouse here, but nobody uses it. Now this area is something. We have our stadium here. 4 matches won, 2 lost. Almost 1 million, whatever the currency of this game is, earned. Our football players are really doing well. But this is not the highlight of this area. Applegate Hills is. It brings pretty damn decent profit. There's a lot of people spending their time in this nature reserve because there's a lot to spend time on. There's some fishing piers at our artificial lake. There's some... where are they? Yeah, there's some... no, that's a fire watch tower. But there are some lookout towers as well. There is a camping ground where you can stay the night in the woods near an active geyser. No, I don't think it's active, but it's here. What's also here is wildlife. We placed a couple of wildlife spawners around here, like mountain lions and stuff, and a hunting cabin. Oh, is that wildlife? Yes, it's a wolf. There we go, the middle of the city, near a highway, we have wild wolves. If you wanna see them, come to Kent Trail in Applegate Hills. Maybe you'll be lucky and you won't be eaten. And of course, more train stations. Train stations that lead to the University of Lakevalley. Now, this project probably won't be completed because we are lacking quite a lot of students still. Yeah, it turns out a single campus area is all that's needed to fulfill a city's needs, and if you want to build a second one, it probably won't be as populated. But I really like this terraced architecture here. It was done by necessity to fit all those buildings onto a slope, but I really like how it turned out. In hindsight, I would probably plan it out better, but even without much planning, I still really do like it. I don't think that's gonna change anything, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. This, of course, connects to the No District. So let's give it a name. What's it gonna be? Empire Heights. Yep, it's near Empire Heights, which has just a lot of commercial and just a lot of offices. Are those offices? No, this is commercial, this is offices. It's lots of commercial, lots of offices, and an expo center that 35 people visited. And here I thought it's gonna be such a big deal. It's gonna drive so much traffic. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's not popular. In here we have our main transportation hub, you could say. There's metro, there's train. There's quite a bit of people using The metro, not many people using the train. Nobody using the airport. 5 people using the international one. But in its heyday, this area was absolutely packed with people. Hundreds. Hundreds getting out of the planes and getting into the metro, into the trains. Now, it's just barren. And following this road named Davis Highway, we will eventually... Actually, this might not be a bad place for a first-person camera. Yeah, that's how it would look like driving through here. I like those lamps. I don't know if they're part of the quay or a part... No, they are a part of the highway that just got stuck inside of the quay. It creates a nice effect though. Now here is a roundabout with bracing still intact and no other roads coming off of it. If you follow it though, and don't crash into this pillar, you will eventually, through here, arrive to the monorail station. That's right. The monorail station and the passenger harbour, where you can take your family on a trip anywhere where a ship goes. We have some maintenance area here, not really worth mentioning. The cargo hub as well. Again, another area that used to be completely packed. This road was filled up to this roundabout, but now barren, completely barren for some reason. We are missing the inner districts. Bedford district is our very first office district, completely filled with IT companies. It's basically our first IT cluster. It used to provide the bulk of our earnings. I wonder if it's still the case. Might very well be. Belmont district? No, let's leave it for last because it's probably the most complex district there is. Dale Square. Dale Square is a beautiful, neat, tiny little neighborhood where we started our adventure. That's right, this was the source of civilization. The first settlers of Lakevalley live here. That's why I never upgraded it to high density. I want to keep it this way. Everything is centered around this boulder. They have a park, another one. They have a botanical garden, a very good public transportation system, and it's a nice place to live in general. I would really like to live in this area, to be perfectly honest with you. Especially with all those trees, all those forests around. Summit Park is our very first industrial area. And it's been going on strong for a good while until the Fire Nation attacked and completely blocked the traffic. So now they can't get their resources. How's the traffic by the by? Wow! 81%, and the spawning is still off. This cargo terminal is something I'm particularly proud of. It really does serve the purpose well. especially after the modifications that added all those multiple off-ramps. Yeah, I just really like it. And in here you can clearly see, just like in the Dale Square, it uses this nice little grid system that I have devised. And it used to, no, it still does work really well. Belmont District. Now there's a lot going on here. This part is boring. There's just a lot of roundabouts, and that's basically the only thing that's unique about it. Now, this part. This is where the fun starts. This highway that goes over the many of the buildings. They are tall, so it doesn't go over all of them, but it does go over many. Culminated in a roundabout over water. What a marvel of modern engineering it is. It was necessary to handle the amount of traffic going on through here, but again, like with many things in this city, it's completely barren right now. I think Walnut Hill was the first park we built, actually. Not entirely sure. This area brought us a lot of grief. There was a lot of traffic. A lot of issues. Not anymore. Again, it's just barren. Wright Bridge, Tyler Bridge, barren and empty. This area here, the area around Ivy Bridge and Taylor Street and Broad Street, I like those. I like this area. Now, sure, it's a high rise, but there's plenty of, meadow. That's not meadow, that's just grasslands. And they have their very own boat museum. I really like this little nook. And this one, kinda. And I especially like how they are connected to the Summit Park with pedestrian paths that, again, used to be brimming, absolutely brimming with pedestrians and cyclists, but no more. And I am going to turn despawning back on because I don't want Summit Park to die. And that's it. That sums up our beautiful, beautiful city of Lakevalley. I might add a download link to the save files somewhere down in the description if you want to check it out yourself, if you maybe see some obvious issues that you'd be able to fix, if you want to play around, or just, just have it. It's gonna be yours. I'm also gonna include the updated mod list because it uses a lot of mods. Now, what comes next? Next, I think I will take a little bit of a break from City Skylines. I will play more Surviving Mars, I believe. And when I do return to Skylines, we will return with a brand new city, with a brand new set of mods. There are a few mods in here that I want to get rid of and replace them with other mods, or just plain get rid of, but they've been used already, and if I were to just remove them, the save file would either be corrupted, or half the roads in the city would disappear, or other weird shit would happen. So I basically need to start a new save. And the new save, I think we're also going to push towards 100 episodes at least. It's gonna take a while, Right, one more thing I forgot to mention. This park I made. The 2021 park. Just one single visitor last week. And it's ugly as sin. But I like it. It's mine. I made it to celebrate the arrival of the new year. Well, to another year of videos, everybody. I hope you liked this series. Tell me what you thought of it. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers.